Hello future tech leaders, I am Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A cloud foundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
Little rude. Okay, now for assessment. See why we do assessment. There are two things. So survey is another thing and assessment is a different thing. Survey is like how your experience was during this entire training session. How you want to. You know how you feel about it, how helpful that was in order to learn something. How would you like to refer it to somebody? These are the service personnel. Or maybe like, how would you rate your trainer? How would you rate your, physical class and everything material, these things. But when it comes to assessment, this is more related to your learning material or what you have learned about. So like if you are doing this training, then at the end of this, I can ask you something related to this assessment, related to something like the survey or anything that what you have learned very good. Okay, so I'll take it. These are called the service portions. So one very small and very important KBA is there for this. You can have a look whenever you have some time. I'll ping you this, or do you want me to send you an email with that? I'll forward all those emails. Okay, so when you go there and in general, what you will learn about the system? There are two kinds of things. You design how the assessment will look like, how it will help you do quiz, which will help you understand the quiz. Then successful learning exam assessment. So at the end, so if you went through this learning hub, you must have seen that at the end of this. At the end of the any training, they always ask for a smaller size assessment. Let me show you. Okay, so this is, as it says, exam and quizzes. Let me show you a small example of that. Although we will see how to set up and do all these. Did you take that? So it's just a very good example. Let me see if we have any at this point. like this. Yes, this test, final test, once you are done with it. So there at the end of any training or anything, they always set up a small assessment where it will ask a lot of questions, or quiz where it will help you to understand either the stats or training or again. Of course, this is because to check your understanding about the topic. Yeah, this is how you will. We are going to create. So as you saw this, in this we will have a different kind of assessment that can be created like quiz. Or exam, a proper exam, like I can ask you a lot of things. Any one of them, like question library. There can be new objective, new question library, things like that. Create an exam assessment. So these are of course there, so you can click on any one of them. So very basic one is the exam, how you create an exam assessment. So hence on, if you see this document one by one, you can see the assessment and you can see the results. But if you just want to test them on the knowledge after viewing a video, which one should I use? So first of all, that's what I'm starting from. You should go with exam first. If you always take an exam for any particular training that you have taken. So let's say there are 5, 10 people. You took up a corporate training or any particular training, and at the end of this you ask for a small exam that you just have to pass. It then only sometime. What happens? That unless you pass this assessment, your training will not be completed, like my data training. But I don't want exam. I just want to ask them example. They view a video. I just want them to answer a few questions. Yeah, so just normal one. So like if you go, so this is the exam one I would point. Let me show you the normal quiz one. Yeah, may not be an exam life very formal. So you just want the normal. How do you usually? You see your assessment right, but just a title is different. Maybe just a quiz with me. Yeah. So like we just saw that there are 3, 4 questions. Okay. Oh, okay. So that's quiz type. Okay. All of these are inventory. I'll tell you why. Because your company can still meet these assessments for different training. Like there can be a library of the questions that they need to have. If you are doing a training, every time somebody attached it is a ghost, and when complete the training, they have to go through a small quiz, and that quiz question can change every time. Not all the time. But if what you did, let's say you created 20 questions in this question library, and you said every time you log in there will be 5 set of questions, that will keep on changing. Okay. So that can be done. So let us go to quiz. One, go to the content. In order to go to assessment, click on the content. Anything you give, it seems we go on to whatever basic information. Now, in the primary locale, you have to use that particular language. It's just doing English, but you can, let's say, you're creating it for maybe, let's say China, or maybe Russia, or maybe, any Spanish speaking country. You have to choose that one correct and then you and keep on creating. Okay, like that for a bit. Okay, create add questions to a quiz type. I created a quiz. Now, but I haven't added any question into it, right? How would system know what question? So I'll click on it. It will help you understand the quiz because there can be, like I said, there can be 20 questionnaires that you want to add and those can be different. You click on it. Go to content, okay. Performance. On the D. Okay, so I click on this and this primary look at it, or if I want to change, as I said, you can change it. So what kind of question I want to create to work for, like we did see this. There are 3 or 2. I mean, there is a question and there is only one true or false answer to it. This is the correct answer. I write the question. And these are the feedback. Like you can see that you can change the feedback. Correct. You can write here. You can go ahead or something, whatever you want to write. Now the fill in the blank. So the moment I hit public, automatically this will be okay. Okay. Public domain. If I'm a new icon, yes, so this is one way of completing your brain, the normal one. It doesn't have to be graded, right? Sorry. Is it automatically has to be graded? We can. But it has to be graded. So examine, this one has to be graded. So if I want them just to provide us comments and then what I had to use, feedback that instead of use of it. Yeah. So understand this one. The quiz type will be just like this one. True or false. You have fill in the blank or any normal answer just like normal quiz. You know, whatever one line or two exam can be an elaborated one. Okay. Like you can see the opposite. So we have create new questions in the question library. You understand, right? There are a lot of things that are available in the library. And from that library, I'm going to choose one of them, right? Whatever I want to learn. I have a lot of books available in the library, so I will use only one book, whichever I want to create a new objective. Objective is for what you actually want to learn from and associate an objective to the questions and library. So let's say for an example, I created library for 10 question or 10 things like. Details are there like how to learn, understand the success factor and understand STM, understand Oracle, and then I created an objective that I have to learn about SAP. Now SAP goes with your success factor. So I would attack that success factor with your SAP. Write and create an exam type assessment. Now I will create an exam for what success factor SAP got okay and add questions from the library to the exam type. This is also very important. So if we go and take the first, how to create the exam library, very simple, same way you go there. And here question library, you will click on. Click on add new. And so we should actually create all the questions that we want in this library and just pick and choose. Next time it's just library where you have created a lot of it and you create an objective and attach that to the question. Can you see all these are just like that? One single, one multiple, two cause, ordering or fill in the blank. I'm just adding these here in my list. Click on that. Okay, that's the factor. Well, we should have a link. Okay. I put the answer here why I'm choosing a different one. Because the answers would be marked in a different font or different color so that you It can tell if the type of this market there. So that is when people click on it, they'll be able to find the correct answer. That's correct. That is how we see our entire system. So that's the library that we have created. But there are other things. Like I said, let's go and see the next one. That is creating a new object. Sorry. Yeah, you can go here and click on the content. Okay, and this objective. Now the second step will be to, this is objective ID, to attack this objective without question or library. Why I'm attaching it? So that whenever I complete this particular exam, you can see a library. My objective in order to complete, this is clear me. When I complete it, I'll be able to clear my. Question ID that I created, we created earlier. It's available. I click on it. But once this is done, create an exam type assessment. Now these are the multiple choice question, true and false and stuff like that. But now I want to create an exam type. So I'll click on as new. Quiz and exam. Okay, so I go to the exam. Okay, I created the exam just like quiz, but I haven't added any questionnaire into it. So I'll go and add the questionnaire. Okay, so we created the exam. Okay, yeah. Okay, so that's creating an ID, but now we're adding questions to that particular one. Okay. Take some questions. Not complete the. A variant is usually a different way of asking a question, and only one variant of a question will be displayed to a user taking an exam. You can add a variant to the question directly in the question library. So what kind of variant do you want? Variant means different kind of questionnaires that we have created. Only one can be applied to one user. Now earlier we had single answer. Now we will have a different multiple answer. So I click on it. I add the answer. I click on the answer. I click on the question and mark all the answers. I will go to settings. We add the questionnaire. Now these are the basic ones. How will you be adding these questionnaires or examples? The next one is add an exam type assessment to an existing. Let's go and see this also. Then I'll take you to another topic. I mean the assessment of the other part of the assessment. It is very important as well. Let's go and see that quickly. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Wait a minute. Okay. So I click on that. This is general that I have created one of the one that finishes. Yeah, you will assign to them. Another important part that I wanted to show you. Okay. Which means the style. What you have shown me is that we saw online assessment. So we actually create an item to attach to online content and add the assessment for the employee to view and then do the assessment. So we did three things. First of all, we saw that one how to create some simple quiz. So wherein we can create it and we can just mark it as a quiz for the assessment. Second one, we saw that how to attach any. We created a library of these questionnaires and we attached it to a particular objective. That why you want to complete this, and once you are convinced you completed, how this will be treated. Third, but not the least, we saw that how you create a quiz and you attach it to an item. Why item? That when you complete this item, this is the assessment that you are going to complete. So these are the three things which were there in this assessment. So which means okay. So now let me rephrase what you say. So now example, I have an online content. I have an assessment. Maybe a quiz to tie to this online content. In order to view the online content, also to do the assessment, I have to create an item to bring these two together. So now yes, it's simple. So like this was showed it for item, but your online content is what? Where you are actually learning it. Yes? And that content you will attach to somewhere, either to a class or you can say to an item. Got right? Content is not a separate entity that you go and learn individually, right? You attach it to an item or something. Oh, got it. Once you have attached it, once you complete this content, at the end of the content, you will see this assessment. That was what it meant. So adding questions and stuff. Same thing we saw. But this is general. I mean, you will see and you can follow the step, you can create it. But what extra I wanted to show you, which was very important. So these are very important parts that you can just have a quick look, although these are quite similar to what we did. The very first part I am talking about. Then we'll talk about the next part. That we saw how to create a quiz or assessment, or we have, but how to manage it is something also we need to learn. Like review exam, clearing a logged exam or learning item for user, why this is very important for you. Of course, you're not going to learn do all the technical stuff all the time. But these are the things that you need to do on a daily basis. Maybe I was attending an assessment and all of a sudden my question has got locked. Yes, I'm not longer able to solve it. This is the path how you can do the primary research. Of course, there can be other issues, but through assessment, this is how you can solve this problem. Like you go to people user, find open user content, status and stuff. Has access. If you have access. If not, if some cases, you also need to set flags in the content of the. This is true when the log exam is adaptive exam. Just like that, limiting the attempts to the complete an exam. There are only 3 attempts that you maximum, at max you can try. Okay. So this is very important, wherein you will not only find how to create this, but also you will find how to answer most of the daily basis questions. If people like they want, they are not able to access and assessment. Then limits should be adding objective. We already saw it. Deleting assessment. How would you delete it from an employee? Maybe your manager, director or somebody who did this training but they do not. Of course, supposed to do all the assessment. You can go and clear it. Okay. Now answer in random randomization. Random way you will have answers. I created a questionnaire. There are 5 answers to it and you want to all the time, every time somebody. It's not, it doesn't come in the same. You know, hierarchy or manner like Mercury on the top. Jupiter and thought this numeric value. The next time you try to access it, the numbers will change. Like Jupiter can come on the top or can come on the second, something like that. Randomize it. This is also very important. You will not do what, but you should know. You can try. This is a code. Now, this is very important. Okay. Test checklist. What checklist do you need to complete in order to complete your assessment? Adding tasks to a learning item. Have you added a task to a learning item? If not, you have to enabling the task checklist. What are these? Arranging learning item tasks into sequence, enabling administrator to assign tasks. List of the word means if you have not enabled the admin to do those things, they won't be able to do it. Enable user to nominate their own task. Checklist of the like. I started on training and the training should be assessed by my manager only. How would I know that? So you will enable me as I can go to the system and choose my task of the word. And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.